Hey guys. How's it going tonight? Or for some of you this morning? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just a hurt pride, I guess.
Alright.
Please pretend you saw nothing.
Alright, I'll try. I'll do my best. Huh. Mitchell. Going to find Dr. Creed and drag his dead body to the nearest sheriff's office. I don't know why I'm sending you this, but it felt right telling you. 4:20 p.m. EST. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the written confession. That's 3 hours, like 2.5 hours ago. They are hunting Creed's crew. They told me they are going to be heading north to look through the cave system. Obviously advised that about vigilantism, etc., but he is a dog with a bone, it seems. Patrol for Creed. Rabbit Ivy Riley Ripley. Marlowe Sanctum riding in forest. Will be traveling east to west via Grizzlies. That was a while ago. Six. Sam Bass shootout. Wonderful question. Sam Bass kidnapping. Fantastic. Not really disappointed. I just, there's no clear thing for me to do at the moment. So I need to figure out what to do. Mm-hmm. Last night when I couldn't sleep. And I didn't get kidnapped, buttheads. There's several law application papers missing. Okay, I need to stock up on stuff. Okay, Hitman, I go around all the time without getting kidnapped, okay? I just record it for you guys and start streaming when it actually happens. So, I don't need your sass. Y'all got confirmation bias. Bias. I can't talk. You know I'm right. Early yesterday, so it looks like I missed each other. Hopefully we'll catch you at night. EB279.
Hello?
Right now, going to do it seems to be quiet. I'll try and check my telegram, Saffron. I'm glad I can type fast. It's convenient. Low key, I was expecting a kidnap when I saw you start so early. Thanks, Cyber Bob. I really appreciate the support. You just... Huh. Ember starting early. She must have been on early and got kidnapped. No, there's no one around to kidnap me anymore. Everyone who could have kidnapped me has already done it. Or they're in Sisika for a really long time, so... Unless they start hiring, you know, hitmen. Wow, so apparently I do not need to get into a gunfight today, because I suck. At least try your new guns out. I mean, I've shot a navy before. I don't need to try a navy out. What side Rob means is he was hoping I was getting kidnapped again. Is this? Okay. How's that for trying out a gun? Actually, take that prize back. Yeah, I go from absolutely not being able to do anything to one-shotting that coyote. It's when I most flip. Just use the pistol tonight. Not at all. I hate seeing her suffer. Okay, so you're not one of the sadistic ones? Because there's some of you that are like, haha, content. She got kidnapped again. Oops. That's so terrible. No, poor Saffron. Crip's just sitting there with popcorn. Folk! 2! I would have not thought you, Folk. Thing is, these guys are fun to hunt, but I need the meat. Cashew, what are you chewing on? What do you have? Hang on. What are you chewing on? Oh, you put down. Oh. Wait. Not sure there is much pretending. She puts her own characters. I enjoy the thrill, but not the actual violence that comes with it. I don't like it when she's kidnapped. It just seems to happen a good amount. It's because I'm a very active lawman. That makes me a target. We need some kidnapped stats to compare. Probably Aurora. Lewis. Lewis has been kidnapped a ton. Lewis gets robbed all the time. I don't know what you're saying, folks. Yeah, the most I have ever been kidnapped in one day on one character was actually I'm gonna take this in, was twice, and that was on Maeve, who is Sive, and that was twice in one day by 2 completely different groups. And that is my record. And then after that, none of my characters got kidnapped for like 5 or 6 months. So, oh yep, Ed, 100%. Ed is the most kidnapped, most robbed. It's so funny. If you're a civ that hangs out in Blackwater a lot, you are like gonna be target numero uno for hostage. It's just the way it is. Yep, Dolphy, often hostaged. And what's her name? Annabelle? Not Annabelle. Abigail. I still love that for a while Valentine's Saloon was like hostage RS for crims, and that one time you were AFK and got snagged. Yeah, I went and got pudding, and then I came back and immediately got grabbed. I know, just going through the back of the Valentine's Saloon. Oh, hello there, hostage. And you just walk across the street. Yep. No, they just use that as further justification. Dude, they use that for further justification to throw me off the bridge. And let's just say the OOC, the viewer community, the chats, were saying that I voice ID'd Tommy when I literally didn't. They asked me if it was Tommy Two Snakes, and I literally said, I can't know for sure, he was wearing a mask. And that apparently was me voice IDing Tommy.
Welcome to day one.
Wow, look at this book. Look at those. A lot of people watch one point of view and make a lot of assumptions. Yeah. Hello there. Ale? Floke flanks? No, it wasn't a floke. It was a fleer. It's a floyote.
He's in the mountains with the scientist. Aye, I knew you're
Disappearing skins? Oh, they still exist though. It's fine. Heidi.
You having a good night?
I just got up. Wonder who this is.
It's already been a busy night.
Has it?
There's a lot of wanteds out.
I'll have a personal telegram from there, 1 second.
Did you fall or something?
I butchered a deer.
Oh, that's blood.
So
Okay.
from Sam Bass. Mitchell, I'm going to find Dr. Creed and drag his dead body to the nearest sheriff's office. I don't know why I'm sending you this, but I felt it right telling you. 4:20 p.m. EST from Sandini.
I think I saw something.
I saw they had a shootout. Huh. Not that I know of. Howdy, Rip.
Hey, Rip.
How you both doing?
Doing good.
I'm doing right. Just woke
What
up.
the fuck?
What? Let me go clean up before you freak out. I just killed a deer. If that's what you're referring to.
No, I saw the blood and. I
Otherwise,
figured.
then what's going on? Aye, he's dressing like Silas or something.
I've worn this for how long now?
Every time I see it, I just go, "Why are you dressing like someone else?"
You cut your hair, didn't you?
Yes.
Once. You're right, Rep.
First it was Monroe. Then it was Weller. Now it's Claymore.
What? Who has your hairstyle?
No, trying to cut their hair and change, and you look naked right now.
I thought it was time for a change. Stop laughing, Saffron.
No. I'll be back. I need to go kick this up. Ah! Did.
So this is Blackwater, eh? How's it going?
Are you okay? Because I cracked open that door right there, and it seemed like you were laying on your face in the dirt there.
Well, the horse was hitched up and it clotheslined me because I went from one
Right.
to the other.
Okay.
Aye, that's
Just
what
reminded me, I'm gonna
happens.
go to the go get a bath.
Yep.
Come on. Do proper quick start, horsey. Hey, Bionic, how's it going? I did wash the blood out of her hair. Oh boy. Spicy. So we figured a Bass and Company are out there hunting down the cannibals.
Looks like Sam was arrested.
Oh really? Where's that?
Report. Sam Bass kidnapping.
Yeah, we just sent him and 3 of his crew up to Sisika.
Okay. I was going to say I have a personal telegram from him. It said, Mitchell, I'm going to find Dr. Creed and drag his dead body to the nearest sheriff's office. I don't know why I'm sending you this, but I felt right telling you. And I sent that at 4:20 p.m. EST.
Well, he was involved in a shootout outside the, at the manor in Saint Denis. And then was seen by Rabbit heading out with a group trying to pursue Creed. And yeah, that was interesting to deal with in Valentine. I overheard him say something like going after somebody daily, or I don't know if it was in reference to Creed or to Law, basically. One of his friends, Divine, seems to have a bit of a temper issue, and he's not wanting to comply with Law, and, well, maybe get up to no good. Someone with an itchy trigger finger, I get the sense of.
How you doing, Rip? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I am living the dream. I'm above the grass.
If
Yeah.
only I could get back the rifle that was taken from me by the Summer's gang. That one's got some nice engraving on it.
It'll turn up eventually somewhere.
And my navy taken from me by those cannibal crepes.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
You
it'll
up
come.
done some cannibals there, Cameron?
Yeah. Could go hunting some cannibals, but you know, maybe there was another group hunting cannibals as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
He's the
folks
sniffer.
over in
He
Valentine
plays
were.
Lawrence, the sniffer. Pretty sure.
They were, but then we had to deal with Sam Bass hunting cannibals, so it seems to be a popular taste in the county.
Yeah, the only good cannibal is a dead one.
Not
That's
duck
right.
season, it's not wabbit season, it's cannibal season.
Exactly. Let's kill them all, rip their teeth out, and their arms.
Alright, that just seems a wee bit excessive.
Yeah, it does. It does. So this is Blackwater, eh?
Yeah, welcome. You knew?
Don't spend a lot of time here.
No, I really don't.
Aye. That's what. Oh, that's why you were saying it when your introduction to Blackwater was laying face down in the dirt outside the sheriff's office.
Pretty much, yeah. Just, you know, that's how I welcome myself to a new town, is fall flat outside the sheriff's office, let them know who they're dealing with, who's working here, who runs this town. Deputy Cameron.
Welcome to the superior town.
So, have you got any tips?
It just brushed over that.
Yeah. Can I say, you know, I'm a send an email.
I was gonna say
Who
that.
is breaking windows?
Probably a sanity person.
Surrendering Mine.
I used to be a Saint-Denis person, and then I decided I like Blackwater more because
Yeah.
Rhodes was a nightmare, and I always had to deal with Rhodes more than Saint-Denis.
Aye, I was like that for a while.
Oh, actually, that's a thought.
He goes, "That's a thought," and just stays quiet.
Yeah, I'm grabbing something here. Forgot to get this over to you.
Oh, thank you.
Can't recall if I have any more in the bank, though. Maybe you're wrong.
Bank
You
in
want-
your time. Why?
I think I'll take my navy out tonight.
Oh, I love a good navy. Love my navy.
Why? Well, I went and I got this one made up last night. Oh, I need to clean it up now. And I went out, tried to shoot a deer and missed about 8 times. And then then I saw a coyote on the hill, took up the navy, and bam, one shot.
Nice.
And those can often take 2 with the rifle if you're not hitting them just right.
Ah. I spend a lot of my days shooting scarecrows outside roads.
Customized her myself.
Well, the thing with scarecrows is they don't move very much.
Yeah, that is true. Should be a detective.
What?
You should be a detective.
Oh, okay, aye, thanks.
Aye. Oh, by the way, just to make you all aware, I was at the funeral of Mr. Awkward Johnson yesterday.
Aye.
It was, a very beautiful service.
Wasn't
it
there
was.
riots afterwards?
I mean, I was getting to that part of the story where Sanctum
Just
and
jump
I,
right to the action.
Sanctum and I, and when I say Sanctum and I mean Sanctum really had to, stop the people taking the pitchforks and hunting someone. But before that, his brother, Mr. RJ Rockhard Johnson, opened up the casket in front of everyone because he still didn't believe that his brother was dead. Body rolled out, and you're not going to believe it. Awkward Johnson has a son.
Little Johnson?
Well, he didn't tell us his name, but I get the impression that Mr. Rockhard Johnson was looking for Awkward Johnson to tell him that his son was coming, so there might be a young Awkward Johnson coming. This is a man's family that's been torn apart, Claymore. This is very unempathetic of you.
Oh, sorry.
Can you explain the joke for me, please, Claymore?
Nothing. There's no joke. Just sorry.
Just my delivery of this.
Yeah, just your
impassioned-
delivery. That's all. Just
Yeah,
how everybody's waiting for Little Johnson to arrive.
Oh, right. I see.
It was definitely a delivery.
Yeah. So little. Oh,
I'm gonna go
little Awkward
change.
Johnson will be coming.
You feel too dressed up for Blackwater or something?
No, I feel.
Or do you
Okay,
feel like
Cameron,
you're
what-
matching Cameron too much?
Cameron, one of us has to change.
Listen.
actually,
I will
I'm feeling
change.
like
I will
I'm
change.
too dressed down in this group.
Well, you know
gonna
what?
go
I'm too
change.
dressed
I'll
up
be
for
right
this
back.
time. I'm gonna go change as well.
Okay, fine. You change.
No. But imagine Claymore.
All right, Cameron, change.
If-
Claymore,
Cameron, all you've got
grow
to
your
do.
hair.
Oh,
Yes.
Cameron, all you got to do is roll up your sleeves and then you're fitting it just fine.
Right, but imagine, right, we both change and we're still wearing this very similar outfit.
I mean, what? Why are you staring at me like that?
I'm gonna go change.
He's got a flat
I'm gonna
hat,
go
you've
change.
got a white hat.
We have very different silhouettes, Claymore.
Aye.
Silhouette in the department.
Maybe
I'm
I should
waiting
get.
for one of them to come back with a white shirt or something.
Well, that's what I'm missing, a white shirt outfit. I feel more professional in.
Oh, yeah? I seem to throw on my, my non-fancy getup.
I heard one that you sort of crawling around in bushes outside Thieves Landing.
Mm-hmm. The one that would probably have made more sense when, taking a tumble down the mountain.
Well, you're the one who insisted on dressing up for Sandony. And then we went directly to the mountains and the swamps.
Well, I wasn't the only one dressed up fancy.
I was just putting on a skirt, but it's not necessarily that fancy. It was just, I was trying to be as uppity as I possibly could, and I ended up, shooting people and ruining said skirt.
Okay, maybe not fancy, but tidy.
It's certainly not tidy anymore.
What's that?
Oh, it got coated in blood. I did stitch people up and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, it's not the first time. The first time I wore that outfit got taken. Well, you were there. You were there. Remember, I was letting you know that it looked like there's about to be a bank robbery, and we were sitting on horses next to each other, and then Speedy's group rode up, pointed guns in my face, and made me start marching towards the bank.
And they threw
That's
me on
when
the...
they threw you on the ground and kicked you outside the bank. Beat you
Yeah.
over the head with a gun. Their strategy that day was essentially to come into town and assault all the deputies who were there before beginning to rob the bank.
Well, I'm just glad they didn't decide to carry on with me being the hostage. Otherwise, that would have been another charge for them I'm sure they wouldn't want.
Mm-hmm. I mean, same with me. That was because Speedy realised, oh, she is a deputy. And that's why he hit me over the head.
So what is the plan?
Well, then I can. I'm hoping that there's going to be some tip coming along. But right now, it seems very quiet. Sheriff's Department formal ball. I heard from some that they believe that perhaps the Wildflower is not an ideal location for this. I agree, and I think that perhaps we can move to McFarlane's ranch and make this event an outdoor event. If anyone has any better suggestions or ideas, please send a telegram my way. That, or, why not, if Athai's not down there at Braithwaite, why not Braithwaite?
Yeah, I'm sure we can speak to Billy and let him vacate the area for...
Oh, I'm sure that if he's living there, I'm sure he'd very happily vacate for law, because he loves law so much.
I brought back a classic.
I was saying you're back to your red shirt days. See, that's how I remember you looking. Like, sort of like, I wanted to be an outlaw, but I picked up a badge instead. No.
Or I want outlaws to think I'm one of them, so they don't get enforced.
Oh, you both went. You got sort of red.
No,
Okay,
but
I think Cameron has Claymore envy.
I'm gonna say though, I will make a note that when we had the shootout at the Bloody Hoods the other night, it was over in a very short amount of time, and I firmly believe that one of the reasons for that was that every deputy who was there, with the exception of McGregor, who's got a very distinct silhouette with his bowler cap and everything like that, every single lawman there was wearing light silver or blue or brown clothing. And all the Bloody Hoods were wearing black and red. And it made it very easy to know exactly
please
who
don't
you were
shoot
shooting. Made it very easy to know exactly who you were shooting. I was wearing a dress. A white dress.
What?
that's a look to get behind. I feel like
So
Good.
Saffron goes on duty and dresses more often.
No,
Got
no,
it.
no, 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 no. I was supposed to be off duty, but then they started riding around in force and they took a hostage right in front of us, so I had to go get my badge on. There was no time to go change.
So
Yeah, I
did
technically
wearing
had to
a
get on
dress
duty,
make
but I
it easier?
didn't have my badge.
I mean, it made it really easy for our side not to accidentally shoot at me, eh?
I would like to move around because you're running
Alright, have
around.
you ever tried moving around in a skirt? It's not difficult.
Nobody's paid me enough to wear a skirt.
Alright, well, I'll tell you right now that it's very easy to move around. The only thing
If
is
I could get a
it might...
kilt, I'd get a kilt.
The only thing is it
Yes.
might snag just a wee bit more when you try and climb up on a horse, and that's a long skirt. A kilt would be even easier.
Let me
actually.
say, kilt, the freedom comes at a cost.
Oh, Scottish kilt, yeah.
Aye.
If you're gonna wear a kilt, you gotta go true and
Commando.
commando, yeah.
That was
No, I'll wear a
actually,
kilt. Why not?
actually is all hell, but free.
I don't think the tailor offers kilts though, do they?
No,
I don't
no,
think
no,
so.
they don't.
It's a shame. Damn shame.
We have a kilt division here in the department.
Aye. That'd be good.
I mean,
I would wear my kilt.
you just get traditional and you buy a few yards of cloth. And you belt it up.
Aye. I suppose you could. Aye.
You don't need those modern plated ones, eh?
Nah, well, yeah, right.
Gonna want to die?
Yes, the land grows. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, howdy.
Only
I'm not waiting in
those
line, I'm
other two
just
lawmen were still
hanging
here.
here.
Did you see my telegram?
I did. I just sent you one back.
Alright, I haven't yet
With
seen
the
my
other
telegram,
two.
so.
What?
I literally just sent you one. I mean,
Alright, alright.
yeah, like right now.
Well, right now it's deathly quiet, so if you've got time, I've got time.
I do have time.
Alright, alright. Where do you want to talk?
Well, that's more up to you. Wherever you're comfortable.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Let me go let the others know.
Sure.
Anxiety!
Cutest couple.
Okay,
Wow.
Rip and I best friend duo.
Oh, I was going to say cutest couple.
Ripping
Me
you're
that
the
too.
cutest couple.
What do you think, Rip?
Alright,
Best
I've
friend
got
duo
a-
or cutest couple?
I'm going
Best
off.
friend duo, and I was gonna say I'm the grumpiest.
I'm going off to maybe for an hour. Not quite sure. I've got to go speak with Miles. So I'll see you all later.
Alright, well,
It's a
we do
pleasure.
have our own little name. We are Ritmore.
I'll be around, probably in town. So if something terrible does happen and you need backup, just try and find me.
I need backup.
Alright, something terrible happened.
Okay, sure.
Saffron just went on duty. Or off duty.
Wow. I don't know, kind of suppose the pier is fine.
Sure.
I know it's creeping about, being nosy.
I like the pair for that. Not a lot of people, will bother you. The other day I rode in here right before the sun came up and just happened to. I mean, I would have looked mad, but I, ran across the pier to get all the way to the end before the sun came up.
Blackwater sunsets are the best, but I like to watch them from Telegram Station, watch the entire town sort of light up down that main street. What?
No, it's just. I still trying to see every sunrise, sunset throughout the crossing, and I got to tell you, I'm definitely going to fail that. It's so nondescript. Every point in the crossing. What is a point? I think.
Aye, just literally everywhere.
Aye. So what would you like to talk about? I don't want to presume anything. Not that I would anyway.
Do
but
you have something to presume?
no, I don't. Well, other than you've been injured a wee bit lately, but
I know it has nothing to do with my injuries. It's I've been suffering with an issue for a better part of a year.
Okay.
9 months now.
What sort of issue?
Didn't kind of you ever remember me asking what to do about sort of like irrational fears?
We have had.
I can't cross bridges anymore.
Aye.
High winds, narrow, like rail bridges and stuff.
Aye.
That's not a thing you've got to, but when I've got to, I can't.
I do remember this. Is it starting to cause problems?
I mean, I've been with the department since February, and I've not been promoted. I'm sure that it is. I know people taking notice.
Yeah.
So,
Sort of makes it it's difficult, I know.
I don't know what to do. The furthest I've gotten is I can cross the lower suspension bridge, lead my horse across, but it's being on a horse, or I've closed my eyes while others take them, but
Right.
if I'm riding my horse, I lock it up and my horse senses it and they won't even cross.
Well,
I jumped off a horse, handcuffed, because I thought we were about to go across a bridge and got beat over the face for it.
Jesus. Right. What do you feel leading up to getting close to a bridge, thinking that you're going to go over it? What, in the best way you can describe it?
Like, I can't breathe. Like, everything's locking up. Like, I'm going to be flying off that edge no matter what I do. Just helpless. It's been like that ever since I got chucked over the edge of Bacchus.
Right. Those fears that you carry with you, they're hard to get through because that danger is always it's always there.
But
right?
it's stupid because I know that I was able to cross them before. It never was an issue. I'm not afraid of heights. I can go stand on the edge of a cliff and there's no issue. I can scramble around on cliff sides and I'm not afraid. I know that those bridges hold trains. I know it should be fine.
Well, you've had a traumatic situation attached to it. I mean, it sounds like that's part of something you do need to deal with. There's a lot of... Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's been 9 months and I don't think it's gotten any better. If anything, it's got worse.
No. I believe that when it comes to these sort of things, there's a lot of different ways to, I'm going to say, deal with it, but the biggest issue is you want something to change, right? You want to be able to go over the bridge and not feel this.
I don't want to be incapable.
Have you gone back since?
To Bacchus, I've been there. I haven't gone out in the bridge. I can't go on the bridge.
Well, that's not what I mean. Have you been there is one thing, but have you gone out there purposefully?
when I entered it last week.
Mm-hmm. It might be worth going there specifically. We don't have to do this now, okay? So I don't want you to feel that. No need to panic. But it might be worth going there, specifically to go there to sort of think about what happened and talk as we approach it. Because I'll be there. I don't want you going there alone. But talk as we approach it. What you're feeling. And knowing that you can stop at any time. There's no expectations. There's no pushing you to go across it or anything else like that. But I think that you're not really
Oh my goodness, the boat's
facing
out there.
where
What
the
on
fear's coming from.
Earth.
You're just allowing the fear to live there.
You mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Whenever we have traumatic issues, right, they're not just the situation itself, right? Okay, so let's say I get robbed. So I get robbed out in... Actually, I did get robbed out in Heartlands when I was still fresh at the crossing. With that came trauma. A couple different types. One was seeing large groups of people, because it was a large group that got me. Two was a very specific tree, which I avoided for a while, because the memories are attached to it. Now, I worked with that for a while, with both of those issues, recognizing that I had those fears attached to it. If I hadn't have recognized that, and every time I saw a large group, or every time I got near that place and skirted away, it sort of compounds. It's just sort of how memories work. Every time you go to cross a bridge and you can't, that's just a new memory you've made of that fear. Over and over and over again.
Well, that actually makes sense.
Sometimes you have to go all the way back to where it starts. Start dealing with it from there. I'm not saying that going to the bridge is going to fix you. It won't.
I mean, I was grabbed. My friends were shot down. I was tied hand and foot, and then I was thrown over a bridge. No matter what I said, no matter how I begged, no matter what I did.
And you're defenseless. Powerless.
Aye.
It's possible every time you go over a bridge, that's what you feel. That powerless. How can you do your job? How can you function?
That's what I'm saying.
To start that process, you have to recognize a few things. And I'm not quite sure how you would take some of those things right now, if I said them out loud.
What do you mean?
I'm an individual that likes a lot of control, right? And not in an aggressive sort of way. I just like to know how things are going in general. For myself, around myself, okay? But I have no real control. No one does. There's no such thing. We want to feel that we have these handles on situations or our own abilities and everything else like that. But the fact is no matter how well you know your horse and how many times you've ridden it, it can get spooked by a snake and throw you, right? So you don't really have control over that horse. Emotions are like that. So are fears. You don't really get a chance to control them.
Well, I mean, to a degree, I can choose not to be really offended by something, you know, when I'm say, for instance, dealing with criminals in the cells. I can choose not to get angry and to control my impulses.
Right, but that's not the same situation. You don't have a traumatic event tied to that. No one can really control their emotions, right? I mean, when we're sad, we get sad. When we're happy, we're happy. I can't make myself feel one way or the other.
No.
You just can't. You can't do it. People can't do that. You can fake it, but that's not the same thing. Maybe you're trying to find a way to control this fear, but The truth is you can't. You can only face it and then get used to it. Over time, it gets easier, and then you realize the fear's not there anymore. I can go to that tree and sit under it now. It doesn't bother me. Large groups of people, I'll ride right through the middle. I don't care anymore. But I had to deal with it over and over and over again. And I had to recognize every time I was in that space or I saw people that it was frightening, and I had to make the choice to move forward anyway, even if something did happen. It's easier said than done.
It's not just back, so it's anything. I mean, if I go up, in my mind, it just stretches on and on and on, and there's no end to it. You ever have those dreams where you're walking along a bridge or a precipice? No matter what you do, you pitch off the edge. You wake with a jolt.
Aye.
And that's all I can think of on it. And I can't breathe. My breath is caught up in my throat.
So, do you mind if I ask you just a couple of questions then? Just
Well, I don't.
even if they're a little bit, well, you know, they might not be easy to deal with, but do you look at yourself as a weak person at all? I mean, do you think that?
What you mean by weak?
That's really up to you. Within your own definitions of weak, whatever that is, do you see yourself as that?
I mean, I don't see myself as the strongest. But I have to not appear weak. In the context of my job, I've got to put forth a strong face. I can't look vulnerable.
Right.
Because that's dangerous.
Sure. But what I am hearing from you is that you don't necessarily consider yourself a weak person. Even if you do have to put on a stronger facade in the moment, that doesn't sound like you consider that a weakness.
Okay.
Do you trust yourself in your abilities in your job?
And that's sort of not an easy one to answer.
Aye, it's not. And you don't have to.
No, I just don't. I feel like I just don't know. Never know whether I'm doing the right thing or making the right decision or.
Aye. It's hard to be unsure of ourselves, and it's worse when you have a large amount of responsibilities like you do, and people that count on you, right? They expect something from you. There's probably a level of judgment that you know is there all the time that you have to.
There's always judgment every second. Doesn't matter if I'm on duty or off.
Aye. Are you okay with that judgment? Is it?
That judgment just exists. There's nothing I can do about it. Just like gravity exists and I can't do anything about it.
Well, there's not anything you can do about it, but you can work with how you approach it and feel about it. That judgment, How do you think your life would be if you could still have that judgment at you, but honestly not care and not worry about it? How different would your job be, do you think? Would you do better or worse?
I feel like I'd be able to get more stuff done without worrying about what someone's going to see, because I actually went out to do my job. There are times when I don't handle things that I know I'm capable of because someone's going to go, oh, that's Saffron doing something alone.
Right. I think that you have an immense amount of stress on top of you all the time. I imagine all of you do. You just said that you feel that judgment on and off duty. How do you get it off duty?
When you go off duty and you're just hunting and then a group of 6 comes up and takes you hostage for your sheriff's life, and then people go, huh, that's why you always get kidnapped, Saffron. It's the judgments that come from people that don't necessarily get written down on paper, but they affect your career anyways. Because it's what people are remembering, it's what they're thinking of.
So, and forgive me, but are they saying that you can never be alone here in the crossing? Is that what they're trying to say?
That is the way people act. Whether or not it's actually said.
So here's a question. Are any of them ever alone in the crossing?
Oh, wait. It's a lot of stuff comes from a place of hypocrisy.
Hey, well,
And
that's
it's very
a name.
frustrating.
Aye.
In fact, some of the ones who are the most vocal are the ones who are the worst offenders.
I do as I say, not as I do, sort.
Mhm.
Right.
And I'm rebellious at heart, so that's even harder to deal with.
Right, yeah. Well, let me ask you. For us talking, for all of this, and for what we may continue to talk about, and if you want to continue doing that, do you have an idea for what you want to see come of it all?
What do you mean? I'm asking you because I can't cross those bridges. Like, literally, I can't cross bridges.
Right, but the issue sounds like it could be deeper than that. And I could be wrong, and that's fine.
I mean, this has been since before I've been a woman.
I know, I understand that. But like I said, fear compounds. For you to not be able to cross bridges comes from a very specific situation, and you know why, and you know when, and you know how. But you can't just force yourself across bridges until you feel better. That won't work.
Yeah, my KBS looks good. It's probably in your end goalish.
You know, and what happens if you do cross a bridge and you go over one? What happens?
Might die.
Right. But you might die every day in this job.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is, I know logically, I know in my head that it shouldn't be any more dangerous than anything else I'm doing, or than it's been before when I used to have no problem.
And that's why I was bringing up some of the stuff about your job and your work and everything else like that. There's a lot of emotions. When we had a conversation at Fort Mercer, is that the one out in New Austin?
Aye.
Do you remember that conversation? You told me some stuff.
Boy.
There's a lot inside of you. Sounds like you've just had to hold on to. Lots of damage that your body has taken and your mind as well. I'm just afraid it's not just bridges.
I don't know what...
If you just want to work on bridges, we can. And we'll start. Just like I said. We'll approach the bridge where it happened. We'll have a conversation. Don't have to go any further than you're comfortable with. And we can be done for that time. Right away from it. It's interesting because they talk about fear being, you know, people fear the unknown. That's really what fear is. But when you've gone through a situation, you've got a pretty good fucking idea of why you're afraid of it.
Aye.
I think the unknowable part is you just don't know if it could happen again.
What could happen again? I've got people who like to regularly threaten that it'll happen again.
The best way to deal with this sort of stuff is to sort of face it head on, talk about it, write it, if that helps. The feelings and the emotions that are tied to it, and be very specific when you do. Now, you don't have to keep talking to me, of course, but if you don't, I would like you to get a notebook and start writing in it. Those feelings, those emotions. If you do have to go across a bridge, if you find yourself going around a bridge, you kind of need to deal with those emotions. Sit in them a little bit, feel it, recognize it for what it is.
I've been trying to push them off like they're not there because that...
You can't do that. Because they are there. Where are you going to push them to? They're inside of you. You know, we have to live with our trauma. We have no choice. But you can live with your trauma. That is something you can do. It's something that you can get a handle of. And maybe a little control. But only a little. There are tools. Go ahead.
It's always been something that I've just tried to... So what you do with it, if it makes you shut down to think about it, why think about it?
Because it'll shut you down anyway. You close your eyes going across bridges. That's shutting down.
That's the only way I've been able to. But even then, I'm holding on for dear life. I'm feeling the wind and the sounds and.
What bridges can you go across right now?
Wide ones with railings. Like wide ones with railings.
Okay. So
They aren't very high. But all the rails along the northern tracks from Annisburg to Willis,
aye.
they're all problematic.
Okay.
And the suspension bridge outside of Valentine, can he do that?
Yeah, well, that one's not fun just in general, but aye.
And everyone thinks they need to ride their horses on those, and it's actually dancing with death itself to do that, but, you know.
I agree with that, actually. So, let's say the bridge going from Valentine, not the covered one, but from Valentine to Strawberry. There's that one that is close to Valentine.
Fine, because it's very wide and it's nothing like Bacchus.
Right. And it's fairly short, right? So you can just hop across it.
Aye, it's not long. It's no ordeal. You know, the one going to Rhodes, that's never
Yeah,
an
that's the one I was
issue.
going to ask
It's-
next time.
Sometimes I can cross the railings going to roads. I typically don't because there's never really any reason to.
Aye.
But if there's not something else for me to focus on, I can. It's hard to explain. I just. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Aye. I imagine something like that over there is just right out, right? The bards.
No.
Impossible, right?
Uh-uh.
Aye.
That one's so long. It's just so long, and I mean, it's terribly dangerous. And the only reason it ever go out there is for, pure emergency. Something's happening out on the bridge that I've got to deal with.
Aye.
But I don't think I couldn't.
Also, I need you to know that I have had to stop myself from saying canny a couple of times.
Sounds like a you problem.
It's definitely a me problem. It's just... God, this is a pun, but really it's just one step at a time. It's being able to get to the bridge, it's being able to get onto the bridge and then get across the bridge. That fear, you have to face it. If you want to be able to cross bridges and not panic. And that's only if you want to.
I'll have to.
No, you don't.
No, I do want to because I have to.
No, you can want to, but you never have to do anything.
No, you have to do a lot of things.
I disagree. There's an odd freedom in recognizing that you actually don't have to do anything. You make a choice no matter what happens. Unless someone comes up and they tie you up, and then, well, that's its own thing. But
No, but there's certain things that you need to get by to be able to accomplish anything else.
that's if you want to accomplish things.
But
This is semantics, sort of, but there's a lot of freedom in recognizing that you're the one pushing you. You're the only you're ever going to be, right? You're the only person inside of your head. No one ever gets to listen to that. No one gets to be you. It's just you. So every choice you make is yours.
I can assure you that no one wants to be me.
Well, you don't know that.
If they knew what I've been through, they would be very happy that they've not been me.
Do you want to be you?
Don't really get a choice, so
Well, let's pretend you do have a choice.
between what?
Who you are, and maybe who you were when you were much younger.
Who it was very, very different. I don't think I could relate to her these days.
Do you feel like her problems were petty?
Aye, petty, selfish, naive, controlled only by fear all the time.
So, you can't relate to her. But would you choose that again if you could?
No, I don't think so.
I think that that question is usually a pretty shitty one to throw at people, and I apologize, but people are pretty mean to their past selves, you know. We look at our past selves and we just sort of shake our head at the actions that they took, and we do feel like it's a they, especially if the choices were bad that they made.
They were bad choices. Made a lot of mistakes.
So, let me ask you a question along with that. Do you feel like what happened to you at Bacchus was your fault or your mistake? Is that what you feel? Not what it looks like, not who did it, but what you feel.
No, really, that was one of the things where I really couldn't do anything about it. I tried. I let the law know that I was being hunted down. I tried staying with people who would protect me. We went running away to a pee. With Hyro and Bloodmouth. And just when we thought maybe we'd go back into town and see if there's any law about, we get rolled up upon. Oh, what I should have done is keep on riding regardless of being shot. And hope I didn't get shot down. Instead of thinking that compliance might save my life. So maybe there was some fault in mine there. If I kept riding, maybe I would have gotten away.
Do you believe that?
I can't really look.
That is my favorite answer. I don't know. It's good and honest. If I said right now I was going to get my horse and we were going to ride out there, how does that make you feel?
It makes my entire chest feel tight.
Okay, we're not doing it. We won't do that.
Like I want more than anything not to have to deal with it anymore, not to have to worry about it. So I went to, at the same time, I feel like I can't breathe thinking about it. Does that make sense?
It does. It's a natural response. Are you personally embarrassed by it? By that fear you have?
Very much so. I feel like it casts doubt in everything else that I am or think I'm capable of.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I can face down Gavin Summers while he screams at me and negotiate and sound like I'm calm. But I can't cross a bridge, Michael.
Right. And some people can ride across the plains in a thunderstorm and lightning everywhere, and then they see a spider and run out of the room. That's fear. Doesn't make sense. It just is. Doesn't make that person any less because he got scared of a spider. There is dangers in spiders. Or there are dangers. You know? Sometimes more dangerous than lightning. Your fear isn't something to be embarrassed about. But I do recognize and understand that that is how you feel. Other people judge other people. That's just unfortunate life. That's just how people are. Most people do it because they have their own fears that they are unwilling to face and deal with. So, being hypocrites, projecting outwards, they look for other people's flaws because they think it makes them feel better. It doesn't. That's what they do.
I feel like I get attacked on my flaws, and I've got to keep them all hidden away so that no one can use them against me. It's
people-
not just from criminals, it's from people in the department who I shouldn't have to feel that way about.
No, you shouldn't.
But like you said, people are people.
Aye, they are. Have you ever... No. Let me ask a different question. How often does this sort of stuff happen in the department? People throwing each other's issues at each other.
I feel like it's pretty often.
Is it rampant? Is it from sheriff down?
I think it's more of just behind each other's backs. And like me personally, I've gone and asked for feedback repeatedly, and I don't ever get anything direct. I don't ever get, here's an issue, here's something that you could work on. I just hear the people talking about things, and it's never anything that's ever brought up. I'm never allowed to defend myself or address it. That makes sense. It's not.
It does.
In the department, stuff doesn't have to be official to be used against you.
Just sort of court of opinion of some sort, or
Aye.
Aye.
So if someone gets the wrong idea, or someone says something, then suddenly everyone's, pointing it out, even though it's not something you're necessarily doing, or even doing more than anyone else. It's just someone pointing it out. Someone said this always happens, and then suddenly that's what's always happening, if it ever does occur.
right, which isn't fair.
Like learning a new word, and suddenly you hear and see that new word everywhere.
It's that whole like our failures are written in stone and our successes are written in sand sort of thing. It's not fair, but that is how people work. A lot of that comes from a survival instinct, we look for the problems and the issues so that we can keep ourselves alive. That means that the things that we do right, we don't pay as much attention to, which is really unfortunate. Do you still like your job?
No, I do like my job. I don't like having to feel like I'm fighting two battles. But my job is everything I worked for years and years, and it's what I've wanted, and it's finally put me in the position that I want to be in. But sometimes I feel like I'm throwing myself at a wall, and the wall's not the one who's breaking down.
And there's not any sort of structure for bringing this stuff up with
I'll be
sheriffs
very
or
honest, I feel like if I were to bring it up, then I'd be the problem.
you become the problem.
I'm not saying that's how it is. I don't know how it is, because it's behind closed doors.
It sounds like it's systemic at that point.
I can't know. I can't know.
Are you willing to continue working even though that is the case?
I have to.
Yes, but do you want to?
Michael, I'm on lists. People who went to murder me because I arrested them one time, or their ego got bruised by something I said. They're actively looking to hunt me down I suppose the only thing that's preventing that is that if they go and they throw me off a bridge again and I die, they might get executed by the state. Because I'm a lawman. The moment this badge is gone, that barrier is removed. And I don't want to run away again.
Right.
Yeah, guys, it looks like that Chevalier is Lithiaris law character, which is cool.
You can get to a point where you can cross bridges. Again. That is something that is within your capability. I'm happy to help you. If you want. There's no easy fix.
I wouldn't help, that's why I'm talking to you.
I know.
That's why I'm admitting it.
I just mean past right now. But I am happy to help. And it might be slow. And then sometimes it might be fast. And sometimes it might be painful to approach these bridges and even think about it. But, I mean, if you can handle people like Gavin Summers, and if you can deal with the people in there, then you can learn to deal with the bridges as well.
Sure. I'll just... You ever feel like when you do get things right, it's just because you happen to get a good roll with the dice?
All the time. I fall ass backwards into luck. But it doesn't take away from my own capabilities as well. Or yours. It's just life, you know?
I just want to be better, I just don't want to... I have to worry about my weaknesses being leveraged against me. By anyone.
Wanting to fix a problem is the biggest step that anyone will ever take. Everything else is lesser than that. Getting yourself to want to fix a problem is terribly difficult. I like to bring that up because it doesn't always seem like it's hard to reach out and ask for help. But it is. Because you're recognizing all the pain you're going to have to deal with. You're almost placing a new fear inside of yourself because you have no idea what you're going to have to do. What is the worst thing you'll have to do? And you've done it. Everything else after that won't be easy, but you'll have a say in every step. Because it's going back to talking about we never have control of our emotions, never, not really. But I can give you tools to work with it. So that you can live with it. And sometimes you won't even feel it. Do you know I had a fear of knives for a long time after I got stabbed in the side? And I walked into that the tailor's office just a minute ago. Man had a knife out and ran right up to me. I don't think he was paying attention to what he was doing. I put it away quickly enough, but it scared me. But I didn't run. And there was definitely a time where I would have.
Well, fairness, I'm afraid of knives and I've never even been stabbed.
Really?
It's just more brutal and personal than a bullet. And it's one of those unknown things, eh?
Do you know what I'm more afraid of than knives?
No.
Rocks.
Huh.
The amount of rocks that would get thrown in the streets back in Dublin. Kids throwing them at each other. Caught one in the face once. Below the nose, upper lip. Between that and my teeth on the other side of it. Had a small hole there. I
Yeah,
was
but
an
not
orphan.
like...
Wasn't exactly going to get too much doctoring done. Had to deal with it. Had to let it heal as it did. It was the first time that Sparks ever tried to stitch something. It did not go well. The scar's still there. There's a little line. And there's one hole on one side.
It's not getting
And it's just
stabbed in the gut, Crypt.
scar.
That's kind of what I'm more referring to.
Someone picks up a rock, I flinch. They'll have her fears. And there's nothing wrong with yours or you. And that's something that you've got to remind yourself until you believe it, because it's true. I would ask you to point out one person in the crossing that doesn't have fears.
I wouldn't know. I don't know enough people. I'm sure everyone technically has their fears, but I'm sure for most people they don't affect them the same way that they might affect me.
Oh, see, I'm going to disagree with you.
Well, I mean, and if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, then the bridge thing wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Oh, it is. It's not that. It's just. Do you know why the majority of criminals do what they do?
Desperation, greed, selfishness.
Sure. It all
The
comes down
thrill.
to power. Also
Aye.
control.
Aye, that too. Those are not my motivations, so I can't relate to him, you know. But
Oh, you don't need to. No. I'm just saying. Their fear usually goes back years, right? I had a conversation with someone once. And I brought that up. Potential issue in their past. And was about to shoot me. They were not ready to hear that. I didn't even talk in any levels of specifics. There are some fears that that people recognize and accept, right? But fears are fears. They're all the same emotions. It doesn't matter where it comes from. If somebody is afraid of pegs and a peg comes through and they react to it negatively and run, scream, people are likely to laugh, right? But why is that person's fear any less than my fear of a rock, or you're of a bridge, or someone else's of a bullet after getting shot?
well, that's just the thing, mate. Well, that's what the biggest problem is, as I'm afraid of something that I shouldn't be afraid of, and that no one thinks it's valid, and it brings judgment on me and what I do, and it prevents me from doing what I want to do.
Right, but do you think that fear is valid?
Well,
Do you judge
I got
yourself?
thrown off a bridge. It's not valid for me to be afraid to just cross it. No, but I shouldn't be afraid of that, but I am. I don't want to be.
And see, that's an issue. You being afraid to cross it, that is valid. There are inherent dangers, and you have trauma associated with it. That is an absolutely valid fear. And I understand how important your job is, I do. And I know that going across bridges are part of it because you move around a lot. And you want to be able to deal with that. And you're afraid to go over bridges. It's not bad. It's nothing to be actually embarrassed about, even though you might be. And people may say stuff about it. But honestly, a lot of this is just accepting that fear. And accepting that it's okay to be afraid.
I don't know, can Michael, it feels like it's not because it gets in the way.
So what do you feel?
I mean,
What do you feel right now?
frustrated. Disappointed in myself. Ashamed.
If you're able to work until you can cross bridges without it taking your breath away, do you think that'll help with this feeling that you have, or these feelings?
Why? Because it won't be an issue.
Okay. Then we'll work on it. Are you okay to do that? And I know we're meeting here, but I mean...
I mean, I need to. That's why I'm talking to you, because I don't know what to do. I thought the feelings would go away with time, but they just got worse.
Right. Okay.
Because every time I'm faced with that, I'm dealing with the humiliation that I can't go across. And the fear that someone's going to find out, that someone's going to point it out, that I'm going to get a talking to because I rode around a bridge or something like that, or I got lost from a patrol.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to schedule blocks of time where we can at least find a period of time within it so we can meet up and talk and do some of these things. I understand you're busy, I'm busy too, shit happens. But I'll communicate with you a lot. You'll probably get too many telegrams from me. But
Sorry, I tend not to get too many at all, unless it's creepy telegrams from people I'd rather not get telegrams from anyways.
Right, well, you'll get plenty from me. So maybe some of that can get lost in the... I'll saturate your telegrams and the others will get lost. But we'll figure out as often as we can. Meet up when we can. And I'll help you.
Well, that's why I'm asking for help. Because I need it.
Well, I believe that you are going to be able to cross bridges. I believe you're going to be able to breathe through it as well. I mean, you've gone through a lot of shit in life, right? Strong person, dealt with adversity and all that. You've told me about it.
You're just lucky, you know.
It can be both.
When we move under cover, this rain is
Oh, you call this rain?
Aye,
Yeah, we
it's
can.
soaking
No,
into my
no.
clothing and my hair, Michael. Go all Irish on me. Alright, we've got rain in Scotland too.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like this?
Usually worse.
Yeah. I will ask you if you have any questions yourself for me.
No, I'm like I said, Michael. I'm coming to you because I'm feeling helpless, hopeless. I just don't know.
Oh, I understand that. But what I want you to know is that you can ask questions about why we're doing stuff, what steps we're taking, how things are going. You have that. I just want you to know it.
I'm not at the point where I would know what questions to ask.
Well, the best question is when, and unfortunately, either of us can't answer that one yet. But
I mean, if I can. You know, it took us how long to get this meeting?
aye. Well, that was mostly my fault because I was on a leave of absence and all my issues and problems and all that bullshit. But
Oh, sorry.
no, don't apologize. I'm human. I need time away from stuff. I took it. I'm good. And I'm glad to be working again. I'm very much glad to be working again. So please reach out as often as you want to as well.
Aye, well, I mean, you know, let me know when you're around and available because I check my telegrams and I usually don't have anything. And there's a lot of times with a lot of that we're just standing around waiting for something to come through the tip line that we can respond to.
Sure. I understand that. Do you spend a lot of time here in Blackwater, or do you...
I live here in Blackwater.
Okay. Well, I'd been planning on coming out this way anyway. The way that we work, and we're always nomadic and everything, but we try and keep ourselves spread out, right?
Mm.
For a while I was in Rhodes, and then I was in Strawberry, but I'm liking the weather and whatnot here, so I'll be around.
I'm pretty good at coming here every night to the cottage I'm renting out.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed an anchor, a place to sort of be.
Me too, actually. There is the cabin out that way. It's got the little dock coming off of it. That's where I've been staying. I needed that too. A singular place.
I've got I rent out a room in the wee blue cottage on the southwest corner of town. So.
Oh, right. Well, I'm happy to stay here and talk with you about anything and everything, but you kind of guide and dictate this as you feel you need to.
No, I mean, I don't really have anything more to talk about. Like I said, I'm sort of coming to you just hands open, saying, help me.
Aye, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like this. I hope someone looks right now and then thinks you're robbing me.
Oh, do it again.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Right. See people running out with their guns.
It could happen.
Aye. Actually, earlier, so my vest is. Hold on. So I was riding. There we go. Okay, I was riding on my horse, right? And I passed Bellatrix, which I've been needing to talk to. So I turned around immediately. But I look like this, right? I don't... I'm not...
You look like you could be some ruffian commander robber. You do.
Yeah. I was dressing this way because people don't really recognize me too much. And that was kind of what I was going for. So... But I turned around and I was chasing her down for a while.
Oh,
screaming.
no.
I was like, Bella, please stop. Finally, our horse just sort of petered out. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's just me. She said, yeah, I was on my way to see, Saint Denis for some medical. I saw you turn around. And I thought, well, that's how today's going, I guess. So, whoops. If only people knew that I was just a big soft teddy bear, right?
I know, it is. I'm just saying that that vest is usually the choice of outlaws.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
I'm taking it.
They tend to very often they like to do it without a shirt underneath, But that silhouette very strongly associated.
But I'm taking it
with
back.
ne'er-do-wells.
It's mine now. They can't have it. Actually, it's warm. I'm going to take it off. But they still can't have it. I like that vest.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I know. That just makes me... I'm still wearing it. God, I dress up as... Were you? I don't know. I don't think you were around for that, but I dressed up as Jack Kettleman a little while back. There was some sort of thing going on in Rhodes. It was some sort of dress up as, the Crossing's Most Wanted or whatever. Without my beard and bald and just a mustache. It is eerie how much I look like that man.
It's ridiculous.
I got some sort of, drab clothes and I was on the back of a horse and we rode in the town and I think it was Deputy... Oh, who the fuck was that? Not Wayne. Willer. Deputy Willer was like, I was about to shoot you. Like, I was about to pull my gun out and shoot
I was
you.
going to say that's a really good way to get shot. And not necessarily by law. I mean, the amount of people that we've had to charge with attempted first degree on cattlemen.
Right, but I would hope they'd give me a chance to go, wait.
Criminals? You think that they give each other chances? They're not like
No.
lawmen.
No. No. Well, I can guess if I ever need to put myself in harm's way, I can dress up like Jack Kettleman. I can sound like the Wallaby Kid too, and that I don't know what to do with that.
I think I remember you doing this. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I'm not going to
sure,
do it
but-
right now. No. No, thank you. that bastard sent someone to rob me the other day.
He
I
sent
know.
someone to rob you.
Well, right. So, and here's the thing: is I know Wallaby and I know Missy pretty well. I've had my hands inside their guts enough times,
Ha!
and I'm standing there at the telegram station. But again, I look like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come in, they're next to me. I'm about to say, hello, and then they run out. Next thing I know, there's a man behind me claiming he's hurt. We go over to the other side of the telegram station, which is a whole deal. I pull out some of his stitches, and then he pulls out his gun. Says, I'm really sorry, I have to do this. Takes a handful of my money. My cattleman. So, good job there. And then he runs away, screaming, Wallaby, I did it. I mean, it's not hard to put, but here's the thing. I was so pissed off. I got on my horse and I was leaving town. I was like, I swear to fucking Christ if I see him. And here he comes on the back of Deputy Thorne's horse. Because I guess he'd gotten shot. And I'm the only medic doctor, around.
Of course.
And I was like,
course.
Wallop. I rode up next to him, I was like, I'm a doctor. And then Thorne's like, oh, good, we got a person hurt. And he's like, whining. And I was like, Wallaby, God fucking damn it. Don't send your fucking minions in to rob me. He goes, I never did that. I didn't do it. And I was like, you didn't. You came in. Was that Missy on the other side of me? He goes, maybe. You fucking asshole. It was an odd situation, though.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the idea of dressing the same all the time, you know.
Sure.
People fucking they get a vest and they live and die by that vest.
No, I know you've thrown me off a lot of times. Go, oh, who's this bloke right here, and then it's Michael.
Yeah, the beard and glasses. I figured will get most people to fit. You know.
Aye, but you didn't have the beard for a long time,
That's
and then
true,
suddenly I saw you with the beard, and I was blown away. I was so surprised it was you.
Oh, I thought you were complimenting me. It does look nice. I
mean, there's nothing
No,
wrong with the beard. No. I just mean, the difference is it's a big difference is all I mean. You're covered in half your face.
I don't like to think of it as covering half my face. I'm just enhancing.
Extending half your face.
Extending. That is technically accurate.
A face extender.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like it being called that at all. I'm having like a visceral reaction to that. Look at my face extender.
But it's covering. I had to go to tell you, Michael.
Mm-hmm. My face extender. It sounds like I need it to eat or something, like my face can't reach whatever I'm trying to reach. What are you doing?
I'm extending my face.
Okay, no, wait a minute. All right, I gotta put mine on now, because I never put this over my mouth, but
Well, neither do I, really.
right, I mean, wait, I gotta put on it. All right, now I'm a proper...
Oh, no, now you're gonna rub me.
Do the glasses throw it off at all?
They do, sort of. Not too many of the outlaws go around wearing glasses. But if I put on my hat...
Yeah, you could definitely be robbing me right now.
Now I look like Alice Quinn coming for you.
You kind of...
Like, pretty much.
If anyone gets their binoculars out right now...
It's going to look problematic, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, right here.
Oh, this is unfortunate. So if let me get and unfold it, and all right, there we go. Are we? Is pointing part of it? Is this?
Well, this is me pretending to hold you up.
Oh, okay, right. And then I have to do this. Again, like this the whole time. Oh God. I bet you wish you had a face extender.
No, I really don't.
What, you don't think you'd look good with one? With a beard?
No, I really don't fancy myself having a big huge ginger beard hanging off my face.
I mean, it could be like a small one. You could trim it.
No, Michael.
I'm just saying. Or not, it's fine. It's fine.
You're just saying that if I was standing here and I had this big red goatee hanging off my chin, you'd be like, oh, I want to tuck to that last right there.
Yeah. It's the only thing keeping me from anything right now is just the fact that you don't have that. So I'm sorry. I'm into facial hair on women. Very specifically. Following circuses I do.
All right, well, I suppose people have got different tastes, so I'm
exactly,
not going to judge you,
right.
Michael.
No judgment. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Wait for that to get around the crossing. Did you hear, Michael? Dr. Sullivan, did you hear that he likes women with
Facial
beards? What? Yeah, that was all about it, apparently. And then people won't question it either. They'll just breathe it in and go, well,
Aye, people believe the first thing that they hear always. There's a sunrise.
Oh.
These Blackwater sunrises.
This is definitely one of my absolute favorite places for sunrises.
No, it's a good one.
Right. There's this, and then there's Fort Mercer.
Huh.
And then, yeah, there's a
Up in the
roof
mountains,
there.
I think, would be very nice.
Right.
depending on the day, because not every day does the sun rise and light up the sky with colours. Sometimes it slips in slowly behind the clouds and you didn't really notice it.
Hey, that's true. Do you want me to tell you my absolute favourite place for a sunrise?
I mean, sure, why not?
A canny.
Oh, because you've got so many.
No,
And I can't. Oh, you just wanted to see that. Okay, I didn't even realise it. There's there's so many Scots and stuff in the apartment now.
Yeah, is that just something that is just there all the time? You hear it?
That's
Aye.
natural.
Scots taking over the
Aye, there. Scots
sheriff offices.
and there's Aussies popping out of the woodwork now.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's nice. It's nice to hear a different cadence about.
Except for they keep on using ridiculous made-up words all the time.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like what words?
Weller likes to say something like Australian Boogaloo every time something goes wrong. Or he says something strange.
What does that mean?
And he says something about a billabong at winter. I dunno, can. He says a lot of things I don't understand what he's saying.
He says a lot.
Aye.
I'll be honest, there's definitely been times where I've heard him talking and I had no idea what he was saying.
Aye, pretty much.
Nothing against him, of course. It's just,
No, nothing against him.
I mean, there's time I say things and people go, what the fuck are you saying? I'm sorry.
Alright, well, we'll have to try and meet up again.
I am happy to help as much as I can.
And thank you for your time. I suppose I should pay you for your time too, because this is what you do, isn't it?
$10 and not a dollar
$10.
more.
I was going to give you
$10.
10 times that, because that's
no,
doctor's
no,
fees.
No. $10. Look, I'm flush with money. I don't need it. I don't use it. Fine. Fine. You get that extra $5 on top. That's fine. I'm going to buy a stack of meat and cook it up and give it to someone with that extra $5.
Alright, whatever makes you feel better.
It will make me feel better. I'm going to buy one of those nice crates and fill it with food, and you don't need to know any of this.
You'll need another $50 for that then.
No. I have... Please don't. Please don't. I don't. Seriously. You don't need money either, right? You're fine?
No, not generally speaking. I've got to give $1,000 back to Sheriff Cash, but
just casually.
Well, no, I had an incident last week where I was grabbed by a gang whose list I'm in, and they wanted very badly to harm me. And then another criminal came up and said, "Oh, that's Abby Mitchell. I want to do stuff to her, so I'll pay you $1,200 for her." And then he paid $1,200 to the other gang for me, and then he cut me loose. And I went to try and pay him back for it. Cash helped me with the funds because I didn't have them on account of losing a horse and losing guns and having to replace things.
Aye.
Just, in the days prior. But he won't accept repayment, which is very frustrating because he's gonna, think that that I owe him a favor or something like that.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Because it's a criminal who did the piano,
Right. Yeah. Well. So you're just stuck with that?
I mean, I can't force someone to take money.
Well, I was supposed to be starting something with Dr. Fallon, but she's been gone for a little bit now, and I need to talk to Lily. But I was going to situate a fund of sorts for medics and to get better horses, because they got to get across the crossing,
Mm-hmm.
Can't expect them to have money, so I was going to start a fund for that. There's a lot of little ins and outs to it, because it's got to be visible, all the money coming in and going out. I don't want any fucking shenanigans with that, so.
My sure.
But if you still got that money and you don't know what to do with it, you want to donate it.
So that's what you're going. So you want a sizable donation?
No. I don't want it. I'm just saying.
I'm joking.
I need your money.
I could
Listen.
very loudly donate $1,200 in the name of Sam Bass.
Oh, God. Jesus. You just asking for it.
Wait, you mean what?
You don't think there'd be any level of reciprocation for like, because like for, I don't know, for us and the Maddox and everything else like that, there's okay, let me ask you this. Within a department, is there a level of playfulness at all? Like actual kind playfulness?
What do you mean, like inter-department?
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Like a lot of us are friends.
And sort of play around. But do you ever escalate anything? Like,
I'm not sure what you mean by it.
So, okay. So like Sparks and I, right? No, not even Sparks and I. I'm trying to think of doing something that's not necessarily a bad thing, but in someone else's name, and then they feel like they have to do something else on top of it, and then it just stacks. Do you know what I mean? You don't get what I mean.
I mean, I kind of know what you mean, but I can't think of any sort of examples where that.
Well, I'm just saying. You say there's, donate in their name, and then they hear about it and they go, "You fucking."
Well, I'll be donating his name because he gave me a bunch of. He paid that much money for me, and then we need to take it back.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you do that, you don't think they'll be like, don't do that, in my name, God damn it. Or would they just be like, oh, this is great?
I have no idea. Sandbass
That's what I'm
is
saying.
an enigma, and
Is that right?
aye, there's very little that goes on in his mind, but no one knows what it is that's going on in his mind.
Sounds like a job for me. I don't know if I want it, but
I wish you very good luck. I think he's in Cisco right now, though, or he's wanted. One of the two.
he's one.
I wasn't around for the majority of the day. I just got, direct telegrams promising criminal activity. So.
Aye, fair enough. So do you have to go back on duty? Gotta go save the crossing.
I mean, I hope to. I went to accomplish something, but that doesn't mean that there's anything to be done that I'm going to be able to respond to, so who knows?
Aye,
I
fair
never
enough.
know what's going to happen.
Aye.
I do need to take a few minutes at the very least. I was probably going to go check and see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we can start walking over that way.
Okay.
Just so not holding you up, like you were holding me up.
Sorry.
earlier, As a
Oh,
you're-
well, I mean,
you're
I
pointing.
think I'm pretty literally holding you up. I mean, I'm taking up your time.
no, because holding someone up means it's really not like it's against their will. I actively agreed.
Aye, but it's still like for your job. It looks like everyone's gone. I wonder if something happened.
Everybody just fucked right off.
Go take a peek at this tip line.
Sure. I'm gonna take off all these clothes because I'm going to die from the heat.
Looking for cadets. Thorn, Riley, Hurst, and Claymore heading to Valentine, then Rhodes, then Saint Denis, looking for cadets since we noticed a bunch on duty leaving from Blackwater. Doug, Daryl, Dan, and Strawberry checking on Robbery and Strawberry, then heading towards Blackwater. Checking in! Man who looks just like Gallagher, but is not Gallagher. Doesn't have the funny accent either. Is going It's really supposed to be that much of a... A man who looks just like Gallagher, but is not Gallagher, doesn't have the funny accent either. Is going around robbing people, just ran off from Valentine after robbing some fellow. Strawberry Store robbed. Inmates in Saint Denis yesterday. Sadie S. I was doing my final stretch of checking medical offices yesterday around 2 a.m. EST, and I saw 3 people, possibly all men, standing by the Saint Denis telegram station in prison wear stripes. They all stopped to look at me like they were doing something wrong. There was so much happening yesterday that I didn't think much to put in a tip until now. Hope it helps with something. Not really. I know, there's been a strawberry. That's what we used to call them on another server when the general store there got robbed. A strawberry. And it's like the easiest time to escape from when you rob, because all the woods and like the river and the rocks and stuff. Up here is like there is really nothing going on. The law have all run off to try and find cadets to train on.
Oh, that sounds...
Aye, that's when you really know that nothing's happening. Aye, I mean, it can be pretty entertaining when you start doing like bait drills and stuff like that. But aye.
It's a nice gun you got there.
Aye, thanks. I got it made last night finally to replace when that Creed's crew took off of me.
Oh, aye. I've lost so many guns in the crossing that I figured.
And this one right here, I got back from, I was in Saint Denis and I saw it on Billy Joe Barber's back and I said, hey, I need to talk to you. And he started trying to walk away. And then I said, okay, Billy, I need to talk to you. And he started running away. So I held him up and I said, okay, Billy, I need to search your person. And he went, oh, right. You can't just go searching me for stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Wayne. And then,
Billy Joe.
Tried to cuff him, then he bolted, and I think Kavanagh finally caught up with him and tackled him. That's what he said, and then he said, alright, you got me, and he gave the gun back.
Jesus.
I mean, he could have a whole litany of charges, but I've got my gun back.
Aye.
So, although I should look into it, because this was taken off of me when a group of people rolled in town and tried to rob the bank over there, and I was concerned about the hostage, so I came over to see about the hostage, and then I was the only law on duty, so everything was locked up extra tight. And they said, well, we can't rob the bank, so we'll rob you instead.
Jesus. So, I don't understand. I don't get robbed ever. Is it just because of your position in law that you're simply a target all the time?
Well, I'm not. I don't tend to get robbed as part of, just like, someone comes across me on the road and robs me.
Oh, all right, yeah.
It's more of like I'm being grabbed as a hostage for something, because I'm in town and I'm around the banks, and then they take it from me, or I get grabbed because someone wants information about something and they disarm me and they take my weapons. It's It's like the purpose wasn't to rob me.
But it was there anyways.
But they robbed me anyways, as part of the kidnapping.
Okay. I get it. Okay. All right.
So that's what happened with Summer's crew. That's what happened with Creed's crew.
Right. I got picked up to be a hostage that bank by the Kettleman gang, and they just took my bullets. That's all they took.
A lot of people like to think of hostage taking as a victimless crime. They try and make it a victimless crime and say it's not so bad. Oh, you've been so nice to the hostage, we didn't even rob him, so you don't have to shoot at us. That's sort of the logic that they're going with,
Well, no, they kept telling me they'd blow my fucking head off. They kept saying that, but Jack and I know each other to some degree, and I guess I can talk about this because it never really came to fruition, but he wanted me to talk to him and his wife, Sloane, at the time. Marital issues,
Wait, are they married now?
I guess they were. I don't know if they still are. But we were literally in the bank, and, Hart's like, don't hurt out hair on the doctor's head. He's important. He does stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then, and Jack goes, I know, he's going to help me save my marriage. And I was sitting there, I was like,
okay. Because it was several weeks ago, he came to town here and he's like, I need someone to get me a doctor, but it has to be one of those doctors who can specializes in relationship between two people. And I was going to send a telegram for the doctor, and I'm like, it's Jack Heltman. He's being a wee bit crazy. I'm not sure if he wants relationship advice or not. And then I just remember seeing him over there in the grass on the other side of towns. And he's got Bianca and Lark sitting on the grass in front of him while he's pacing back and forth ranting. And it was about him and Sloan.
Actually, that's how I got involved originally. Bianca told me after the fact, sent me a telegram saying, by the way, you might be getting a telegram from this person.
I just know that. I saw that telegram and I was like, I really hope that I didn't just send for relationship counselling for Jack Helm.
I mean, essentially. If I'd have been in the crossing, that would have been me there listening to it. But I was out during that time. Jesus. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll say on a couple of different things. One, I look forward to, working with you on this. It's always a pleasure to spend time and talk to you, of course.
Right.
And I would really appreciate it if you don't become a hostage anytime soon. That'd be great.
I mean, they usually let me go once they realize I'm black.
Oh, okay. Well, that's usually.
Well, it depends on what they went like for the bank. You never know what's gonna happen one day or another, Michael.
No, I understand that. I do. I really, really do. But all right. I guess I should go check my telegrams and then maybe go to bed.
All right.
I don't have a coin to flip. Or a die to roll. All right, I guess I'm just going to go check my telegrams. I'm really afraid to. I'm afraid I'm going to check it and someone's going to be like, yeah, can we have a conversation?
And you'll get pulled into another 2-hour discussion.
I don't mind. It's just, I'm a little tired.
I mean, then it's okay to go and push it off till another day, eh?
So, yeah, but sometimes I get pushed off to one day and then another and then another and then I just feel bad,
Mm-hmm.
I can't save the crossing if I'm not awake and helping. So
save the crossing. Michael the hero.
Oh, you didn't know? Saint Michael I am. The hero of the crossing.
Well. The hero of the crossing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't make a song out of it.
The man they call Michael.
No.
I hope he now gets the hero can stuck in his head. I gotta go grab dinner.